everybody, my name's Grizz and welcome to another installment of my Battlefield 1 weapon review series. Today we are looking at one of the LMGs for the support class, the Madsen MG. The Madsen is a weapon that has survived for over a century, believe it or not. It was first produced in Denmark around 1902 and is actually still in service in some armies to this day. Pretty crazy, huh? But let's get right into the meat and potatoes here, guys. The Madsen MG's max damage is 23 inside 15 meters before damage begins to drop off, ending at 28.70 meters, wow, that's pretty specific, where it will do its minimum damage of 17.5. Magazine size is 30, plus 1 in the chamber for 31 total, and the reload times are 4.2 seconds when empty, and 2.45 seconds with a round still in the chamber. Finally, the Madsen MG has a muzzle velocity of 800 meters per second and fires at a rate of 540 rounds per minute. Alright, so the Madsen MG currently is the second fastest firing LMG behind the bar, so that's definitely something it has going for it. It also has a great damage model doing a max damage of 23 up to 15 meters, which will land at a spot in the sort of more powerful quote-unquote tier of LMGs alongside the MG15. The rest of the LMGs all do 21 damage as their maximum, so the Madsen MG is one of the heavy hitters. These two LMGs, the Madsen MG and the MG15, do the highest max damage basically, but the reload times on the Madsen are not the best. They're definitely not the worst, but this guy does take some time to reload, so you'll want to watch out for that. Find some cover if at all possible when you need to reload. This LMG also does not have the biggest magazine size at only 30 rounds, and there isn't actually that much reserve ammo either, so if you're running with the Madsen, you'll want to make sure to bring some ammo with you. But, you know, you're playing as a support, so you should have some ammo with you anyway. What kind of support does not run ammo? A bad one, that's what. So bring your ammo, guys. Crate or pack doesn't matter so long as you have some, because this weapon only has about 3 to 4 magazines in reserve for you. Now I want to spend a moment on the Madsen MG's recoil. I found it can be pretty chunky and tough to control. Definitely one of the cons to using the Madsen MG is that you're going to have to deal with like a decent amount of recoil, I guess. All the other LMGs besides the bar have much less recoil than the Madsen, and the main difference between the Madsen and the bar's recoil is basically that the Madsen has more side-to-side or horizontal recoil than the bar, and the bar has more upwards recoil. The Madsen's horizontal recoil is actually the worst of all the LMGs. And another negative aspect of the Madsen is that it has one of those top-loading magazine designs, which, you know, they thought was a genius idea at the time. Yeah, not so much, guys. The Madsen MG's top-loading magazine really restricts a large portion of your view when you're not aiming down sights and aiming down sights, I guess. Its iron sights are also quite bulky, so right away I would definitely recommend swapping the iron sights for the AA sights, but that's just my advice. I find the AA sights allow me to see much more in front of me, and I also like to keep the magnification at 1 when I'm using this weapon, as to not give me that tunnel vision when I see an enemy, so I can keep my eyes open for potential other targets. Now, although it does have quite a bit of recoil, the Madsen actually has much less bullet spread in both ADS and hip fire than the rest of the pack. Everyone except for the bar again, which has comparable bullet spread values to the Madsen. So while the recoil is bad, the spread is actually really good, keeping a nice tight bullet pattern during sustained fire. What this means is you can feel pretty good about holding the trigger down and just spraying bullets at enemies. They stay pretty accurate. Being that it has the second fastest rate of fire as well as one of the highest damage values in close, the Madsen MG is the perfect candidate for run and gun close quarters combat. It's a little tougher to hit targets at distance because of the recoil, but if you run the low weight variant, you can actually make use of the bipod that it has to engage at longer range. Speaking of variants, let's look at the differences between the 3 different ones available for this weapon, which are the low weight, the storm, and the trench. The Madsen MG's low weight variant is better suited for longer ranges than the other two, as, like I just mentioned, it has a bipod. It's the only variant of the 3 that has it, and it also recovers from spread and recoil faster than the Storm and the Trench. Firing in short bursts with this variant is kind of how you would best utilize that, I guess, but don't be afraid to hold that trigger down if you have to, because the Madsen does generally have low bullet spread. You just need to worry about controlling that recoil. The Storm variant does not have a bipod, but it does have a foregrip, which improves recoil control. It still has some noticeable side-to-side recoil still, but it does have significantly less upwards recoil, which is always helpful. And the reduction to the side-to-side recoil is enough to really help you if you have difficulty controlling the recoil on the Madsen MG. So run with this variant if you're not the best at handling higher recoil weapons. Finally, the Trench variant is set up for hipfire accuracy, having the same recoil values as the low weight, but with a lot less bullet spread when firing from the hip. This variant is a little better in close quarters combat, if you ask me, than the other two, so if you're less of an ADSer, more of a Leroy Jenkins type, you might want to consider using this variant, because it's really good from the hip. To wrap things up a little bit here, the Madsen MG is best suited for close and medium range combat. The low weight variant allows you to add some range on there with the ability to deploy a bipod. However, the Storm and Trench variants are absolutely geared more towards close to medium range engagements. Great weapon for a run and gun support player, so long as you can handle the recoil, which is its major hindrance. And the top loading magazine you'll just have to get used to. I mean, there's no getting around it. It blocks a lot of your view area, but if you aim down your sights, you can see a lot better. Going prone without aiming down the sights is a nightmare due to the magazine being right in the center of your view, like I'm talking right in the center of your crosshairs. Also, swap out the iron sights for the AA sights and keep your magnification low, since most of your engagements will be at close and medium range. The Madsen MG is one of the better LMGs if you ask me personally. It certainly outperforms the Lewis gun, hands down. But then again, what weapon doesn't outperform the Lewis gun? That thing is such a piece of garbage. Again, that's just my personal opinion, guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I really enjoy using the Madsen because it really fits my playstyle really well. I like to run around, run and gun, fire from the hip when I need to, you know. But let me know what you guys think of this weapon down in the comments below. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. And as always, while you're down there, feel free to leave me a suggestion for the next review. What weapons do you guys want to see? Put it in a comment and I will get to it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, if you're new around here, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button, guy. My name's Grizz. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the near future. Peace.